Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, Seth Geis, and from the Bastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Good man. Just saw Barbie today. Pretty
Oh, did you?
entertaining. I heartily laughing throughout the entire thing. It
I've
was
heard good things about the movie.
the
I've
acting
heard
was
Really?
also people. Yeah, I
yeah,
have.
the
Oh,
acting, the casting, everything was the
why
funny
does it
thing
make fun
is,
of Barbie and Ken? Is that why you think it's a good
I mean, it
movie?
makes fun of a lot of societal things.
Oh,
The one standout for me was, I don't know, we're getting right off to a tangent here, but I don't know if you know Emma Mac. I think it's Mackey. Emma McKay Mackey. She often gets told she looks exactly like Margot Robbie, and there was a point in the movie where I'm like, is that Margot Robbie with a wig on? And I'm like, no, that's Emma. And it's like, holy crap! Like they could probably be mother and daughter or sisters. Like they look very very similar. It's
Oh, they
eerie.
put her in
Anyways,
the movie. Oh man, I'm looking at this now. This
it's
is
All right.
eerie how close
nuts.
they look. Very similar.
That's her? She's in the movie?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, Terrence. So,
today
Terrence, go watch Barbie.
we
Go
are
watch
talking
Barbie,
about
Terrence.
the Aganorsa leaf, rare leaf reserve Maduro, Robusto. Cigar is 5 1/4 by 52. Comes out of the Agricola Ganadera Norteña factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper Mexican San Andreas, double Nicaraguan binder. Filler is Nicaraguan Esteli and Jalapa. Price point is $13.50. Cigar was released in May of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Overall pretty average, pretty new school Aganorsa still for me. And what I mean by that is, the new age of Aganorsa, and when I say new age, I think I mean since what was that singular Seven Horns release? I think that was 2018,
18, yeah.
2019, I think. That was after turn. Yeah, 2019. Um, so I think ever since then, like Aganorsa tobacco has tasted really sharp, and really raw. And that's no different within this cigar. There's just so much like minerals and like tinny kind of minerals, spiciness, like really like kind of like a raw cedar that's just really like leathery and tannin filled, and sharp, like, and especially when you retrohale the cigar, it gets extremely sharp as well, even more so, which you didn't think was possible, but it is. Um, but yeah, it's still the same old new age of Aganorsa. I put MAGA in my review, people, so don't think that I'm a Trump supporter. That means that it's to make Aganorsa great again. Okay.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
I'm so blown that that's not Margot Robbie, man. I'm just looking at this. Jeez, man. Listen, I'll say this. This was really. Did you share a photo of this cigar?
Yeah.
Good looking stick, man. I thought
Yeah.
mine was a beautiful looking cigar, but other than that, it just kind of it started out nice. Some leather, tobacco, rich manure, mineral spice. It just was decent, and then it just kind of went to this flat mineral, tobacco, soft cocoa, earth, medium full strength body stick, just beginning to end, decent burn and draw. John?
I agree. It's a good looking stick. Both the wrapper and I think the bands on it. The bands are really well thought out. Like normally, you could say it's hard to go wrong with black on gold on a Maduro wrapper, but they actually did a really good job with the packaging, and it did start out well. I'm with you, and it is a little rough. In terms of like right out of the gate, you get a pretty intense amount of spice, which is not sort of what I would say you'd be smoking 5 years ago with Aganorsa, because it was a lot more creamy bread, very subtle notes. There's some vegetal notes in there, which was interesting, and just a sort of a general creaminess that carries the first third, which I think is probably the center point that brings it over that sort of average mark. Because in the second third, that kind of fell off, and a lot of those sort of raw, or as June put it, baking spice notes in the earth and the wood just kind of are a little discordant, like they don't come together in a really engaging way. And then that's kind of the same tale of the last third, just told in a slightly different way. There was some chocolate at one point, but I think it just gets run over by that sort of earth and wood rawness. I'm pretty easy scoring for burn, but I did have an issue with the where it was offset, so I had to do a touch up, which was a bit of a drag in the last third, and then I had a minor resistance on the draw, so I had to dock it on the draw as well. So overall, fairly average experience for me. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar, earth, and cinnamon forward baking spice. Got a light baker's chocolate that joined in fairly quickly. Second third saw light wood bitterness become present, and the final third saw the baking spice depart for a bit, and then kind of rejoined at a higher level. I thought the cigar had a pretty average flavor profile through the first 2/3. I had a really tight draw through those 2/3, kind of choking the flavor delivery, I think. But in the final third, the draw opened up, and the flavor profile kind of took a step up for me. So I'd be up for coming back to this to see if I could get a better drawing version, to see if I could get those flavors from that final third earlier in the cigar and see if it would last longer. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer with the draw, but I'm open enough to try to go back to it and see if a better drawing version would produce better results. So maybe I'll do that in the future. We'll see. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 5.85. Jiunn gave it a 5.75. Seth gave it a 5.6. I gave it a 5.55. So John had that 5.85 matchup for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think this cigar falls within that category of, this is a pretty average representation of what's on the marketplace today, and I don't think that's unfair. I think the construction is pretty good, but not good enough to push it over to that 6 mark. So yeah, I think that matches up very, very fairly and well.
All right, Jiunn, 5.75.
Yeah, no reason to go get some and smoke it.
All right, so 5.6.
It's just, I mean, listen, we're all right here in the middle, man. It's just woo.
Yeah, I mean, my 5.55 matches up well. I mean, it's above average flavor profile in that final third, but the construction was not that great on it, so it kind of puts it in the mid 5s. So, yeah, kind of very, very close grouping here for our scores. So
it's very close grouping and also just very disappointing.
Yep.
It kind of seemed like Aganorsa was like, man, let's try and see if we can hide something with some Mexican.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work.
Any other final thoughts from you guys on this one?
The bands look nice. It was a good looking cigar. I think that's what's gonna help it out. I think it's kind of nice look.
Yeah, it should do well on the retailer shelf. I mean, it'll stand out. It'll look good. And I think if someone's already already smoking a lot of the regular production Aganorsa stuff, I think this will probably fall in line for them. So I don't think this will be much of a departure.
Yeah, if they're already a meathead and they're smoking it, they're gonna love it.
I was trying to be nice, and you just threw that left up there. You're like,
fuck it.
Boom, little jab. So
the leaf is their strength. The wrapper leaf is their strength.
Wrapper leaf is their strength from Mexico.
You gone blurry, Jiunn.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Mexico, correct? Yep.
Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the full written review on the website, developpass.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Rare leaf.